was just another city beat. Shibuya shoes, the crossings heat. Green van blinked, the voices spilled. Routine dance, the skyline filled. But halfway through that zebra stripe, the air went sharp, the light turned type. A clicking sound, not loud but clean, like someone switched the in-between. Everyone paused mid-motion frame, their faces cloned, their posture same. A flash of code across the street, but somehow I stayed on my feet. Their eyes were glass, their breath on loop, like data trapped inside a group. And I stood blinking, breath held tight, a single glitch outside the night. Then there across the frozen flow, a boy I knew but didn't know. He looked at me and didn't freeze, his gaze was breaking boundaries. He didn't shout, he didn't run, but in his eyes I saw the sun. Like every silent scream he'd made was coded just for this parade. Click, freeze, they all align, but I can feel your pulse in mine. We're out of sync and that's our cue. This world forgot, but we came through. Their bodies move, their souls are stuck, but we're the glitch inside their luck. So take my hand, don't second guess. We'll hack the rules, rewrite the mess. If time stands still for everyone, then let's be wrong until we've won. No perfect face, no mirror script, just you and me, uncopied, flipped. His steps were soft, yet none could hear. Like we were stitched in thinner sphere. A bubble burst from normal space, where only we retained a face. I tried to speak, the words came slow, like sound was something we outgrow. But when he nodded once, I knew he saw this world had come unglued. He reached for me with static hands, I gripped his sleeve, ignored demands. The lights still blinked, the horn still played, but none of it could make us fade. I asked him, when did this begin? He said it's always been within. Their loops are long, their scripts are deep, but no one's really gone to sleep. They wait for breaks like you, like me, to show them how the world could be. I laughed and cried and almost tripped. The sky above us blew and glitched. We walked through people made of frames, their shadows sink, their stares the same. But every time our fingers brushed, the system twitched, the silence hushed. Click, freeze, the crosswalk still, but we're the ones who broke the chill. Their choreography's tight-laced, but we escaped the carbon face. If everyone forgets they're here, we'll whisper loud enough to clear the city sleep. This quiet code, let's overload the static mode. So take that step, don't be afraid. The rules are bent, the script delayed. I see you real, not pixel thin. Let's kick the cycle from within. What if this world resets tonight? Will we stay caught or end the fight? If memory loops and truth deletes, I'll carve you in my heartbeat beats. They won't recall, they won't revive, but we can scream we are alive. So when the next one blinks awake, creaking floor at 1 a.m. The inn breathes like a secret gem. No sound, no light, just hallway hum. My steps too loud, my heart too numb. The air was thick with summer sweat. Tatami ghosts not finished yet. And there at end, beside the light, a mirror caught me wrong but bright. It showed me standing just like now, but smiling wrong, like don't ask how. My lips curled up, but not with grace. A grin too wide and let a place. I froze in place, my breath too still. The mirror me began to tilt. Her head went left when mine went right. Her eyes too sharp in hallway light. I couldn't blink, I couldn't run. My body locked, the game begun. A part of me said turn around, but roots had formed beneath the ground. Then came the voice, not loud but low, from just behind, don't let it grow. Once you've seen her, once you stare, you leave a piece of yourself there. Don't look too long, he said like flame. She smiles but never plays the same. She'll pull you in through glass and grin and make your skin fit wrong within. But still I watched, I had to know if Mirika still let go. And in her grin, I swore I saw the part of me that hides from law. She mouthed the word I didn't speak. My knees went soft, my hands went weak. But his voice snapped me back to now. I've seen her once, don't ask me how. I turned around, he stood so still, like shadows trained to bend the will. His eyes not scared, but oddly kind, as if this place could blur your mind. He said this inn, it holds a bend, where truths and lies begin to blend. That mirror's not just glass and frame. It knows your cracks, it knows your name. I clutch my wrist, my pulse too loud. My lungs caught in invisible cloud. The mirror waited soft and wide, still smiling there, arms open wide. We walked away or tried our best, but still I felt it in my chest. A tug, a pull, a whispered thread. A self I feared, a self I fed. He didn't ask me what I'd seen, just said tonight don't dream too clean. We reached our rooms, the world felt bent, like something in me wasn't spent. And in the dark I still could feel that upside version, strange but real. Not evil, no, but hungry wide. A me that never had to hide. Don't look too long, it starts to spin. She's not your twin, she pulls you in. She knows the truth you won't admit, and twists them into perfect fit. But still I ache to face her twice, to ask if she regrets the price. Is she a curse or fractured? Rain again, the bell had rung. My shoes too wet, my soul too young. Forgot my umbrella, classic me, so I ran behind the gym to flee. The air was mist, the sky was gray, and puddles danced in sad ballet. But then a note too soft, too clear, a single chord I shouldn't hear. A piano cried in quiet flood, each tone a drop not made of mud. My heart off beat began to race, because I knew that chord, that pace. I peeked inside that narrow gap where ivy met the window's map, and there, his back, the way he sat, like nothing ever ended that. Cause I knew that chord, that pat, he wasn't there, he shouldn't be. He left last spring, don't lie to me. But fingers played like rain replied, and all my grown-up grace just died. He wore the same blue jacket fold, his silhouette from stories told. And suddenly it hurt to stay, but more to turn and walk away. It rained inside my chest that day, more honest than I knew to say. The tears fell slow like syncopation, matching notes and lost in range. If grief could be in major key, then this was it, just him and me. A ghost not haunting halls or doors, but playing rain through hidden scores. I didn't knock, I didn't cry, just stood and let my past reply. He played a memory we both knew, a melody soaked through and true. I bit my sleeve, ignored the cold, but something broke, a silent fold. That sound so raw, it split the seams of all my half-forgotten dreams. He never said goodbye that spring, just vanished like a whispered thing. But now the sky had brought him back, in thunder soft and tempo lack. The room had dust, the keys weren't tuned, but every note was pain and bloom. The rain outside could not compete, he made my silence sound complete. I used to hum while he would play, a harmony I tossed away. But now I mouth the line again, a quiet verse from back when. Then he paused once, like he felt the gaze, like echoes searched the damped out haze. But didn't turn, just played once more, as if the rain had asked for score. And I stood still, afraid to breathe, my memories curled beneath the eaves. What if this scene would just erase the moment I stepped from my place. So I let the rain disguise my tears as music pulled apart the years. And though he played without a name, my heart sang every note the same. The gym behind the world forgot, but music stitched what time could not. No drama scream, no wild embrace, just me and him and ghosts like me. I didn't speak, I didn't move, just let the music gently prove that some goodbyes don't come with sound, but echo soft when skies fall down. It was in my mind, a rain-born echo I designed, but if he played or if he wasn't, I still felt real, I still felt present. The past not kind, but still it plays in hidden rooms on hidden days. And even if we never talk, I'll carry that piano walk. Rain and keys in me unseen, the softest sorrow ever been. I left before the final phrase, but took with me 100 rays. Golden hour in Tokyo's air, tower glow and city glare. He lifts his lens, I tilt my head. The sidewalk shines a blushy red. His camera clicks, my heart clicks back. A shutter sound, a sweet attack. He crouches low, then calls my name, like saying it's his favorite frame. I'm not a model, far from that, but something in the way he sat, like framing me in glowing skies. He caught the spark behind my eyes. He said, don't pose, just be right here. The sun went soft, the sky drew near. And when I laughed behind my hand, he snapped that too like he had planned. He zoomed and stepped, rewind and smiled. The street grew quiet for a world. And in his lens I saw a glow, like I was something he should know. Not just a girl in second year, but someone who had stopped him here. His finger brushed the focus ring, and suddenly I felt everything. He framed me like I wasn't shy, like I could hold the Tokyo sky. Not posed, not forced, but wide and true. A single breath he wanted through. He clicked, I blinked, the scene was still. But in that flash, I felt the thrill of being seen, not skin deep thin, but through the glass from soul to skin. He didn't speak, but I could hear. His lens said, you belong right here. I never knew a stare so wide could pull me into his inside. We climbed the hill by rainbow stairs, the tower blinking soft with flares. And in his bag, a roll of light, each frame a piece of falling night. He turned and said, one more, just stay. I nodded, tried to look away. But when he raised that lens again, my mask fell off, I dropped the when. No timeline, plan, or filter fake, just me, a laugh I didn't make. He caught that too, my fleeting grin. It filed it quietly within. I saw his eyes behind the glass, not through me, but as if to ask, can I remember you like this? A picture shy but close to kiss. He handed me the preview screen, and there I stood, both bold and green. No makeup, wind across my hair, but somehow real was captured there. Not perfect, no, but held with care. A version that was truly bare. And though he smiled and changed the frame, I knew I wouldn't be the same. He focused more too slow, the world in test mode, head to toe. Convenience store, the neon hum. I just dropped in to grab some gum, but there you stood, the same old grin, like time forgot to tuck you in. Your hair was messier, no doubt, but that same voice just leveled out. You pulled a candy from your shirt, still like grape, and that just hurt. Not the bad kind, more like sweet, like playground echoes on repeat. That tiny sound, that rapper tear, rewound a year back through the air. You haven't changed, you laugh so low, like secrets only we would know. The test week haze began to melt, like suddenly I really felt. The crosswalk blinked, the moment bent. I almost asked you what you meant, but something in your candy game said this was not a name and frame. And time it skip, I swear it did. Back to the days when we were kids. Before the school ranked who we'd be. Before I feared who'd look at me. You handed me that silly sweet like we were 9 just down the street. No tension scores or silent stare of just you and sugar and the dares. You laughed like I was still the same and not some girl inside a name. And for that moment, soft and slight, the world rewound in neon light. The candy stuck to paper still, I peeled it slow against my will. Grape flavored flashbacks in disguise of scraped up knees and firefly skies. We used to trade them purple gold for secrets neither one would hold. Now here we are, a little tall, still catching echoes as they fall. You said these things are kinda lame, but gave it like it meant the same. And when I smiled despite my brain, the test scores vanished in the rain. You talked like we had never paused, like friendship didn't need applause. And though the clock said 10:30, the vibe was playground set between. I asked, do you still draw that cat? You blushed like you remembered that. A simple nod, a kicked up stone, and suddenly I wasn't grown. My uniform felt soft again, not stiff with grades or weekend plans. And in your eyes I caught that gleam of summers lost in popsicle dreams. You handed me a silly truth, wrapped up in sugar and lost youth. A gesture small but loud enough to cut through all my high school stuff. I bit the candy, tasted time, a decade folded in one rhyme. And though the sky still threatened gray, you made the past come out to play. Not romance, no, not yet, not clear, but something soft that hovered near. The kind of bond you don't unthread, you just rewind inside your head. And maybe next we'll pass again. Not talk, not laugh, just now and then. But still I'll keep this candy shell, a timeline I remember well. The smallest gifts are time machines that roll back all the in-betweens. And in that grape flavor delay, I felt my oldest self okay. Paper scraps and paint-stained hands, culture fest in autumn lands. The buzz, the rush, the hallway flare, I slip away for fresher air. The AV room was dim and still, curtains drawn, the screen on chill. I meant to rest just for a beat, but dreams came soft in velvet seed. When I awoke, the hum was low, a film played in nostalgic glow. And there you were, your laugh, your light, projected bold in black and white. At first I smiled, it felt surreal, a future glimpse I'd never steal. You looked the same, just grown somehow, a calmer spark, a surer brow. But then she stepped into the frame, a stranger with a softer name. She touched your arm, you turned and beamed and shattered everything I dreamed. She wasn't cruel, she wasn't me, but perfect in that symmetry. I froze, my breath caught in reverse, a quiet pang, a phantom curse. Who's that girl beside your side? Why's my name not in this ride? If this is future's chosen cast, then when did I become the past? You smile like you used to do, but not at me. No, not me too. I watched a life I won't contain, while gripping air and swallowing fingers tapped a hollow sound. Was this a trick, a cruel mistake, or just the path I failed to take? I reached to pause, but screen stayed strong. Each second stretched a little wrong. I knew that laugh, that hand you held, the part of me I never spelled. Was I asleep, or was this truth a future splice without my youth? The light behind my eyes went thin. She wore the world I held within. I wanted to rewind the shot to find the frame where I was not, but every angle said the same. She had the seat, she wore my name, and I just shadows in the room, a silent ghost beneath the bloom of what could be if I let go, or worse if I just didn't show. No tear fell, but something cracked, the reel of time that won't play back. And though you laugh like we were fine, you face the screen where I don't shine. Who's that girl, and why not me? Is this the way it had to be? If I had stayed a little late, would that have changed tomorrow's fate? You look so low, I couldn't scream, but every smile ripped at my seam. She wasn't wrong, but I felt less. A second draft you won't address. Is this the cost of growing still? To watch you love without my will. I pressed my hand against the light. Morning breeze on Harajuku Street. Shop still sleeping, no sound, no beat. Just me and sky and painted tiles, and emptiness that oddly smiles. Then fluttering down in loops and spin, a letter set from who knows when. Pages dance like birds in flight, chasing bits of paper light. I caught one sheet, it felt too still. No crease, no word, no printed will, but scrawled above in silver line. Wherever you write will become divine. I laughed at first, how strange, how cute. Some marketing for dream pursuit. But then I touched the pen that fell and felt a buzz, a quiet spell. Try it, whispered morning air, you've always wanted more somewhere. I stared at white with shaky hands, a thousand thoughts in shifting strands. What if I'll write his name in ink? Would he appear before I blink? Or write I win and Tesco great, erase the parts I always hate. But paper bends to wish too fast, and futures written to intend not to last. So what if I don't play it clean, but write the world I've never seen? A street that sings, a sky that glows, a boy who says the words he knows, a me that runs, not walks in place, who dares to take up too much space. I'll write a line that breaks the rule, I'll scribble loud in classroom cool, because this blanket calls my name, to script a self that sparks the flame. I used to daydream small and safe, like maybe I just almost brave. But now the page invites me wide, to step past safe and into stride. I write today, the world is mine, and Tokyo nods, the lights align. No gods to wait for, no more signs, just ink that bends the dullest lines. I pass a mirror in a store and grin at who's not scared no more. She's got a page tucked in her coat, a girl who writes the things she won't. The wind returns like it approves of all the chaos. Hope now moves, I write again. He takes my hand and feel it almost like it landed. A soft pull from a different thread, a version I had always read. In manga margins, songs I hum, now real because I made them come. But what's the cost of ink and wish? Can I erase a world like this? I hesitate, then scribble bold. I'm not afraid of getting old. Because if power fits a page, then I'll rewrite this teenage cage. Not to be flawless, cute or sweet, but just the girl who won't delete. I won't ask fate to do its part, I'll bleed my dreams in modern art, in kanji slang or messy lines, whatever works to draw my sign. So hand me chaos on my stars, rewrite the cracks, refill the scars. This letter's blank, but I'm not now, I've got the pen, I'll show you how. And if the wind comes back someday to find the girl who wrote her way, I'll hand it off to someone new. Say here's your script, now make it true. A blank sheet landed just for me, on Tokyo's hush, on spectrally the quiet pages bowed. The windows hissed, the night crept in. A classroom box with winter skin. No heater hum, no extra light. Just me and breath that fogged in white. My fingers curled inside my sleeves, as if my pulse could trick the breeze. The blackboard looked a little sad, and everything just felt a tad too quiet for this teenage phase, too cold for dreams or hallway praise. But then I flinched, too soft, too near. A coat slid gently on my fear. No words, no grand, dramatic pose. He didn't ask or make it known. Just draped his jacket on my frame, then walked away like it's no game. His back was straight, his pace the same, like kindness didn't want a name. No glance, no nod, no look behind, just left his warmth and blurred the line. And all I did was sit and freeze, but not from cold, not anymore. Just from the scent he left with ease, of laundry soap and quiet war. He didn't speak, but that was loud. A whisper moved without the crowd, and in that coat my shivers died, like someone saw the parts I hide. I couldn't say the thanks I meant, but every thread was heaven sent. The silence screamed the moment knew that jacket didn't smell like new. It smelled like him, like rain and books, like awkward laughs and sideways looks. And though he vanished down the hall, his warmth stayed wrapped around it all. I watched the sleeve droop droop from my arm, too big, too long, too unexpected charm. But in its fold I saw a clue that kindness doesn't beg for view. Some love is loud with roses red, but some just tucks your shoulders in, with fabric ghosts and gentle thread that stitch a warmth beneath your skin. His coat was worn, the cuff was frayed, but nothing ever felt so brave. No ribbon box, no glitter phrase, just him and me and silent praise. A bell had worn, but I stayed still, like time could wait until I will return the coat or speak aloud. But fear and heat both formed a shroud, so I just breathed in him again. Let cotton tell me more than men, and in that scent I felt the pull of things unsaid but always full. Maybe tomorrow I will try to find the words to meet his eye, but for tonight this coat and me are all the warmth I need to be. He didn't wait for thanks or gold, just wrapped me up before the cold, and walked away like it was light, but left me glowing through the night. No fairy tale, no woke up to a crack in the sky. Panel borders framed my eye. The clock said a tick in katakana. Speech bubbles floated like banana peel drama. I blinked, the world was monochrome. Outline streets and halftone home. My pillow had emotion line and background screen tones looked divine. Even the cat said meow in text, and gravity just sorta guessed. But then I caught a streak of hue. Your eyes were green, mine shimmered blue. chicks tripped as I stepped down. Sound effects like stomp and shade. Everyone smiled the same cliche like extras in a shoujo play. The vending machine had no depth. The trees were inked with perfect breath. But in that crowd of two-tone noise, I saw you break the panel poise. You walked like margins didn't bind, like storyboards had changed your mind. And when our glances softly hit, a color splash refused to quit. We're the glitch in printed fate, the only hues in 8x8. While everyone reads left to right, we blink in full spectrum light. In this manga verse so neat, where kisses land in tidy beats, we smudge the ink, we tilt the frame. We're dialogue that won't stay tame. I don't know why this arc began, or if we're drawn by someone's hand. But while this grayscale keeps its rules, we're breaking them like brilliance fools. Desks were boxes, chalk was flat. The teacher's nose a single hatch stat. Our uniforms the same in tone, but mine now wore your coat alone. The gym was speed line, stairs were tilt. The sky had gradiented guilt. But when you said let's get this scene, I felt the draftsman intervene. You touched my hand, no words, no flash, just fingers on a panel flash. And suddenly a full page bloom of cherry trees inside a room. I think we're here for plot relief. You grinned, half joke, half real belief. But maybe stories glitch like this to give the side roles one small kiss. And I wanted out then back. My life now lived inside ink track. But in your voice the tones were bright, a pop of neon in the night. So I replied in Comic Sans, let's mess with fate while we still can. And wrote a sound effect in air, squished two hearts beyond repair. We're color trapped in comic space, breaking frames with full face grace. While dialogue repeats its cue, we speak in tones the pen won't do. The fourth wall cracks beneath our feet, but still you say our glitch is sweet. So let them draw their plot and plan, we'll improvise just hand in hand. Let's dodge the tropes, ignore the cue. The list is us, the ink is new. Our pigment, if this world resets, our pigments leave eternal threats. What if the next page fades to white? What if this arc ends tonight? Then write us one last messy kiss, a splash page scream that says we exist. I used to live in background roles, outline soft with hidden goals. But now in chaos lines I've blurred, and I'm the plot twist they never heard. The trains don't run, the streets don't dry, but still we chase the morning sky. Through tunnels made of liquid light, we swim to class like it's alright. Above our heads the city floats, a sunken maze of silent notes. Octopus on vending screens and koi swim past our old routines. No one panics, no one shouts, we've memorized the water route. Slip off your shoes, adjust your bag, and walk the hall through zero drag. The PA crackles through the waves, announcing birthdays, lost essays. The bell still rings, a muffled chime, like ripples echoing through time. My skirts freeze, soft five jellyfin. It's my daily whiz. Behind him, sharks patrol the glass, like hall monitors with extra class. I wave and slip, pretend it's fine. My heart's adrift, but that's by design. Because even here where cities drown, his eyes still pull me upside down. Welcome to our fluid fate, where schools survive, those ships deflate. We learn beneath the ocean's dome currents we now call our home. This love I feel, it doesn't sink, it floats, it dances. Makes me think that even in this flooded scene, my crush still makes the world feel green. No storm can wash away this day, no tide will take our laughs away. So let the surface world forget we're here, we're late but haven't left. He passed a note in waterproof, molded slowly to my roof. I like your style, it's simply red. My face went coral reef red. Outside the skyline bends and sways, submerged in soft aquatic haze. But in this dome beneath the weight, I still believe in twist of fate. We run through class with slippery feet. We race the jellyfish peely heat, and though the world has drowned its shore, our hearts still knock on love's closed door. The textbooks blur with damp delight, but I still underline at night. Our group chats bubble through the glass like deep-sea secrets we let pass. The fire drill's a swimming drill. We count our breaths and keep real still. But when he laughed inside the pool, I thought, forget the rules, be fool. I almost said it loud and clear, but words dissolve in pressure here. So I just smile and tap the glass, hoping this bubble love will last. Welcome to this sunken song where blue refracts what's right and wrong. The world forgot how we survived, but somehow we still feel it. There's magic in these daily games, and calling crushes by their names while stingrays float above our class and submarines replace gym pass. My story's not a tragedy, it's just a wet reality. So if you feel your heartbeat race, just blame the pressure in this place. We're girls in ties, we're boys in blazers, floating dreams like cloud erasers. We might be strange, we might be wet, but we've got memories you won't forget. No one on top may know we stayed, but we'll still dance through this cascade. So write our names in drifting ink. We're here, we breathe, we live, we think. Undersea, but train doors hiss, a breathless slide, and suddenly time stayed inside. Seats aligned in silent rows, each face a truth I almost chose. Me on Monday, eyes too red. Me on Friday, dreams half dead. Me with bangs, me with regret. All past versions in silhouette. They didn't blink, they didn't flinch. Each version held a tiny pinch of choices made or left behind, an echo stitched in daily mind. I moved but felt I wasn't whole, like memory played without control. And there, back row just near the door, he sat like he had seen it all before. He wasn't shocked to see me stare, his eyes like clocks too calm to bear, as if he knew which me I'd be before I even chose to see. He tilted just his head, no word, but in that glance I clearly heard that somewhere, somehow truth had slipped, and I was late to catch the script. This isn't just a daily ride, it's parallel selves side by side. Versions of me I tried to lose, now seated neat in subway blues. Each yesterday with different weight, each holding love or fear or fate. But he looked like he could see the version I still want to be. The train won't stop, the lights don't fade. We pass through time, the past is made, and somewhere down this future line I'll meet the me that writes the sign. One me had bruised and bitten nails, another hummed old fairy tales, and one just stared with open eyes, too numb to blink, too tired for cries. I sat between my own decay and realized I'd looked away from fragments that I left behind, thinking growth meant cutting ties. But each me whispered something small, a failed confession note to call, and in their gaze I saw the thread that pulls us forward even dead. He held no book, no phone, no shield, just silence like a battlefield. And though I shook, he didn't move, just watched me like a gentle proof. Was he a part of me too now, a he that never learned the how? Or was he still a page ahead where I'm not lost but just well read? I spoke but didn't speak or scream, it felt too much like waking dream. But in that stillness I could taste a choice too near, a heart misplaced. The carriage curved, the future blinked, and I stood balanced on the brink, between the girl I was last fall and who I'll be if I risk all. He didn't smile, but he forgave the versions I had failed to save, and somehow that what no one wished. A sphere of air began to float, no tether weight or Newton's note, just hanging there, so calm, so shy, like it had blinked into the sky. We stared confused but strangely still, and dared to move in for the thrill. He whispered, try to say my name. I did, and heard it back the same. Our voices echoed in the sphere, not loud but close, like only near. No one outside could hear a bit. It held our sounds and bounced them lit. We leaned in close, no mics, no buzz, just breath that knew what silence does. He laughed and said, this feels unreal. I nodded, too much not to feel. He whispered things too small for class, like you're the reason time might pass. I answered words I'd never say, and yet inside they found their way. Inside the ball, the world stood still. No gravity, no test, no chill. Just every truth, too soft to shout. Now safe and sound, that won't leak out. We made a place where nothing leaks, where heartbeats talk and silence speaks. No lab report, no data sheet, just secret codes and echo heat. This isn't love, at least not loud. It's gravity that wraps like cloud. But still we floated side by side, with words we'd never say outside. The others mocked, the failed machine said scrap it, try some methylene. But we just nodded, shared a glance, still hiding in that fragile chance. After school we checked the sphere, still hovering, still faintly clear. Like if we breathed too loud it'd go, but still we whispered just so slow. He said, let's never tell the rest. I smiled, my chest a tiny mess. We sealed the ball with gentle pact that what we said stays unexact. Some days it hums, some days it swirls, our voices ghosting in its world. Sometimes I spoke when he was gone, just to hear the trace live on. One lunch he leaned in near the core and softly asked, you wanted more? I blushed so red it turned to mist. The ball pulsed once then re-exist. It held our sound, our tone, our slip, each word that grazed the edge of trip. Not quite confessions, not quite lies, just orbiting in small goodbyes. Inside the orb, no need for proof, just anti-gravity and truth. We built a room without a key, for versions only we could be. Let textbooks doubt, let lectures drone. We had a world that was our own, not drawn in ink, a typed in file, but caught in echoes, soft and wild. So let them grade us, make us guess. They'll never find our whispered mess, because we live where no one popped in tiny gravity that stopped. And if someday the sphere dissolves, if heat or time or touch evolves, I'll keep it sound inside my chest, the echo where our secrets less. No password cloud or archive queue, just what I said alone to you. A science glitch, a soul's new trick, wherever it just made us click. Lunch break hum, a midday scene. The sunlight spills in yellow green. I sit where I've sat every time, my bento neat, my piece in rhyme. The class dissolves in chatter sound, but here I found my silent ground. Rice and seaweed, quiet bliss, a world untouched by anyone's miss. Then footsteps slow, no voice, no rush, just breathe against the window, hush. He stands behind, then clears the air with words that make the sky aware. This view, he says, is more than still. I'd paint it if I had the skill, and not just sky or cherry tree, but everything, including you see. I flinched so hard my chopsticks fell, a clatter loud in my small shell. He bent to help, I froze instead. Spring wind played tricks inside my head. I didn't turn, I didn't speak, my face too hot, my thoughts too weak. But somewhere deep a spark took hold, his voice so soft but brave and bold. He saw me in a frame of gold, not just a classmate shy and cold, but part of something light and wide, a scene with me, not just beside. The window caught the breeze just right, the curtains swayed, the sky burned bright, and though my words stayed far away, my heart had too much to obey. So let the moment stretch and hum, let silence sing what I've become, because for once the air stood still, and someone saw me past the still. I used to think I'd fade from view, a quiet line in classroom blue, but he looked once and dared to say that I was worth the art someday. Not for my smile or perfect hair, but just for being simply there, a posture bathed in natural light, a pause that made the colors right. It wasn't love, not then, not yet, but something I can't just forget. His words, a brush across the glass, a portrait I could barely write. The classroom clock just ticked along, but everything now felt like song. I held my lunch with shaky grip, still blushing from that wordless slip. His sat 2 seats across that day and sketched in silence, eyes astray. I watched him out the corner tight as petals danced in floating flight. We never told the others much, but every look became a touch. And even though my mouth stayed closed, my springtime chapter had composed. He didn't draw a masterpiece, just pencil lines, a sketch at least. But in that page I found my place, a version of me touched by grace. And when he titled it by hand, he wrote the girl who made me spread, the sentence strange yet soft and wild, as if I was using a child. No movie scene, no trumpet blast, but still it's one I hope will last, because for once I was the view, not watching love, but part of two. The morning rush was just the same. Umbrellas tilt the platform game. A tap to check the map again, but something shifted in the frame. My screen went pale, the colors bled, the station names all turned to thread, and suddenly the world I knew was traded for a softer hue. No signs, no cars, no footsteps near, just whispered air too calm to hear. And in that silence sharp and slow, my fingers froze, afraid to go. The buildings glowed in pastel mist, no vending buzz, no traffic hiss, like Tokyo had held its breath and whispered, this is not your death, but life rewrapped in cotton glass, where nothing moved until he passed across the street, alone and real, a glitch I wasn't meant to feel. He walked like he had always known the city wasn't quite our own, and in his hand a folded map, like fate had asked him to collapse. I got rerouted to a place where time forgets to show its face, where I'm the only sound that stirs, except for him and all that blur. I should have screamed, I shouldn't have cried, but all I felt was open wide, like every turn I failed to take had led to this transparent break. If no one else will know the space is once of Tokyo's embrace, then let me run and let me stay with him where silence charts the way. I followed him through empty lanes where billboards held no ads or names, no clocks to judge, no bells to ring, just echoes stitched to everything. He stopped beneath the cherry tree, still blooming in this reverie, and looked at me like he had known that I'd arrive when I was shown. We didn't speak, we didn't dare. The quiet wrapped us both 'cause he knew. He reached his hand, not asking why, not where's the world or did we die, just held it out like I belong in coordinates that never wrong. I got rerouted past the fear to someplace soft with only here. No trains, no bells, no human crowd, just one lost nord just speaking loud. It didn't blink, it didn't fade, though the world stayed paused like plans delayed. But maybe that's what hearts require, a quiet break to feel the fire. So if this world forgets its name and leaves us floating in its frame, then let me walk, then let me be in this off-map reality. No data plan, no compass voice, just this strange turn, this sudden choice. If magic lives in subway scenes, then I was pulled inside its trees. And maybe I won't find the gate back to alarms and normal fate, but I have never felt so clear than when I saw just him appear. I got rerouted, maybe lost, but found a city worth the cost. No timeline, rule book, noise or code. Omotesandō Friday night, window glass caught neon light. And there I was, mid-breath, mid-thought, not ready but still, maybe I ought. My reflection tilted side, just enough to show the tide of doubt and dreams in perfect blur.
He texted, can't wait, see you after.
The mannequins all looked too cool, with heels I swore were fashion cruel. But there I stood in school day socks, pretending I could break the box. Try this one, my best friend said. Black lace top sleeves that softly spread. I laughed like no, but took the bait. My heart beat fast like it couldn't wait. The curtain closed, the silence thick, the zipper clicked, a quiet tick, and there I was, not girl, not kid, but someone new I never hid. She looked like me, but bold and tall, like she could walk right through it all. And when I stepped outside that space, the mirror blinked and met my face. I dressed like I were someone grown, with glitter lips and undertone of yes, I'm scared, but still I show my heartbeat in this nighttime glow. I dressed like maybe he'll be stunned, like all my doubts just came undone. With every thread and line I chose, I wrote a self that softly knows. No rules today, no uniform, just dreams and sleeves and nervous form. I dressed like someone worth a sigh, like maybe I could catch his eye. Street lights flickered on the glass, a stranger sleek and perfect pass. But in this store with tangled curls, I tried on pieces, tried on worlds. Would he think this too cliche, too much sparkle, too risque? Or would he smile, a little shy, like wow, that's her, without a lie? A blush rouge there, a daring boot, a coat that whispered just be cute. And somewhere in that final fit, I found a fire deep and lit. The girl who always second guessed now owned her frame, her breath, her chest. And when my friend said that's the one, I didn't flinch, I didn't run. We laughed too loud, the clerk just smiled. First date, he asked, I paused beguiled, and nodded once with steady grin, like something grown had sparked within. It wasn't love yet, not just thrill, but something brave and standing still among the lights of weekend dreams. I stitched my voice into the seams. I dressed like maybe this is it, a version I don't want to quit, with glitter nails and eyes that gleam, like I've rehearsed 1,000 dreams. I dressed like endings could begin, with one soft smile, a breath, a spin. No filters left, no need to lie. Some confidence, an eyeliner sky. They say don't change for any guy, but sometimes you is worth the try. I dressed for me, not just his view, to say I'm here, I'm someone new. Maybe I'll trip, maybe I'll blush, maybe the moment turns to hush. But even if the night misplays, I won't regret these glowing ways, because the girl who feared the glass now wears the stars like they won't pass. She's not just trying, she became the one who Shibuya lights were loud as usual, chaos in full bloom, just waiting for the walk to change beneath the neon gloom. But then the screen above the square blinked twice and caught my breath, because the girl up there was me, but sparkling past my depth. She danced like no one ever watched, except a million eyes. Her mic was lit, her voice was fire, she owned the Tokyo skies. And yet her blazer matched my own, the skirt I wear to class, except it shimmered like a dream I swore I'd never pass. I froze mid-step, the crosswalk beeped, but I was stuck in place, as future me sang something fierce with starlight on her face. The crowd just stared and filmed their clips like magic was routine, but I could feel the world divide between the was and might have been. Was that a glitch, a promo prank, or something I don't know? A timeline leak, a mirrored soul, a fate I let outgrow. But deep inside I felt a shift, a code that sparked a flame. And maybe now I'm just a girl, but maybe she became my name. Live from the future, loud and bright, still in my uniform, stealing light. She's everything I said I'd be before I drowned in normal me. She shouts a verse, I mouth along, the beat's too sharp, the dream too strong. If that's my path, if that's my face, then maybe fear's just empty space. I'm not just standing in the rain, I'm charging through the silent lane. The screen said yes, my heart said run. I saw my future and it stunned. Back in class my desk felt wrong, too small to hold that fire. The girl I saw could bend the world, could climb and not retire. But here I am with messy hair, my grades a step behind, still wondering if futures flash when dreams refuse to hide. She winked, you know that future me, like hey, I'm still inside, not waiting for a miracle, but learning how to ride the beat, the noise, the disbelief that I could ever shine. All I need to do right now is treat today like it's a sign. I sang that night into my phone, a verse I made from scratch. It wasn't perfect, far from clean, but still I lit the match. Because if she's real, then so am I, just 10 more steps away. And I refuse to let that girl exist in screens that fade to gray. No agency has called me yet, no stage has learned my name, but I've got lungs and words and hope and something fierce to claim. The world may not believe in me, but Shibuya showed a thread, and I'm gonna chase that glitch until I pull it from my head. Live from the dream that didn't lie. She told me stars don't need to try, they burn because they have to burst, so maybe I should go head first. The crowd can laugh, the street can turn, but I've got starlight left to burn. She didn't fake, she didn't bluff, that future me is real enough. So here I go, no map, no net, just me and songs I won't forget. I'll wear this uniform with pride until the lights and I collide. There's a hallway past the lockers no one ever seems to see, a flicker in the window glass that only comes to me. The floor is numbered 1 through 5, but there's a door between that glows when I can't hide the fact that I've begun to dream. They call it myth, a rumor thread, a glitch in school design, but every time I feel too much, the lights begin to shine. And there you are against the board where no one else appears, with eyes that read my heart aloud without the need for ears. It vanishes by lunchtime if I lose the thread of thought, but stays when my emotions spike and logic comes to naught. You sit there like you've always known, like time forgot your name, and I'm the one who wandered in and reignited flame. I speak without a filter there, I say the things I hide, the fears, the hopes, the trembling jokes I fake in life outside. No roll call here, no pop quiz lies, no uniforms to wear, just me and you and pastel chalk that drifts like whispered air. Welcome to the 6-room spell where secrets float, where silence tells a love too fragile for the light. Find shelter in this tinted night, no one else can hear your laugh or trace this room on any graph. It only breathes when I confess that you're the chaos in my chest. If love's the key, then let it burn, I'll turn the handle every turn. This room may fade, but still I write what truths and stars you pull from night. I try walls just slip away, like dreams too bright to sketch in ink or keep beyond the day. But when I whispered, I'm not sure if what I feel is real, you answered with a look that made the world forget to feel. The clock can stop inside this space, or maybe they just rest. There's no need for a bell to ring when heartbeats know what's best. You ask me things no one has dared, like what would you undo? And I reply without a lie, because I only lie in school. The outside me's a perfect cut, the version they expect. But here I can be pixel glitched, unscripted and unchecked. You laughed when I admitted that I'm scared of morning light, because the sixth room only shines when love is held just right. One day I tried to bring a friend, she said it's just a wall. She laughed and touched the doorknob, but the shimmer didn't call. So now I guard the secret door like some enchanted spell, and only come when maybe turns to yes, I fell. This isn't just a metaphor, this room exists when hearts restore. A space where we're not scared to shake, where every truth is mine to make. I don't know where you go at dawn, but every dusk you're never gone. This isn't fake, this isn't trick, it's where my pulse turns metric thick. They won't believe and that's okay, the sixth room fades if I betray, but as long as arms I keep you near, it glows, it breathes, it holds me clear. And if the day I stop this crush, the walls collapse in silent hush,